Yep.
Record.
You just start. Yep. It's now recording.
Oh, now we're recording.
It started recording. Okay. Forward and welcome.
I don't even know how to start this.
Wait, but okay, fine. Yeah, go ahead. Restart the thing. I don't.
Welcome to the podcast.
Podcast. It is now actually still Saturday.
Still
It is.
Saturday.
It is Saturday, the January the 19th, 10 o'clock, 10:30 to be almost exact. So I guess we'll start with the simple. We'll start with some simple conversation. Movies. What have
Movie.
what have we seen over like I guess what have we seen? We can't count this year. We can't start at that because it is literally the start of a new year. I haven't seen no movies come out yet. We'll start with a few last year movies. It doesn't matter if it was just like way at the beginning of last year or near the end of last year. What movie, I guess, to say? What movie have you seen, and what did you think of it?
I seen Aquaman, and it was.
Alrighty, it was a thing.
It was. I think it was pretty good.
I did too. Okay. I'll be honest. It was when watching it, I thought, oh man, it's Aquaman. This movie's gonna suck. I really did. I thought that movie was just gonna suck so hard, and it was just gonna be like, cause it's Aquaman.
Well,
I
yeah.
don't know how do you make a good Aquaman anything.
Well, that is a good question.
It's
But they did.
but they did, and it was just, and this is where like it dawned on me, because if you look at Aquaman and you compare him to the Flash, Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman, his powers are very situational. Like they're only good for one kind of purpose,
Well,
and that's
yeah.
really just being near the water. So unless his powers that he can manipulate water, use water, that would be great. But he also talks to fish. He also talks to the aquatic animals. It, and it always like it makes me run back to that one Family Guy bit where he's trying to stop that woman from being mugged,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he's sitting in the pond. He's sitting in the pond and he goes, "Hey, stop that!" And he gets a star. He calls a starfish, and the starfish doesn't do anything. So that's what it felt like. It felt like, well, that's kind of what I thought the movie was gonna be. But I am so glad I was wrong, if that makes any sense.
Oh, it makes sense.
Because it dawned on me to be like, he's a really cool character if he had his own comic book. If he was not associated with the Justice League, he wouldn't seem so useless. At least that's what I thought.
I can kind of see that in a way, but in another way, I feel like he'd still be kind of worthless. I mean,
Right?
but the movie was good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't know. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't. I couldn't really say about much for anything else. It's just that I think when you make a character and then, oh yeah, he does this thing. Yeah, well, what else does he do? Oh, that's just it. That's just his thing, and that's it. That kind of hurts it.
Oh yeah,
So it's kind of tough for how do you make this character work? If you isolate him and then you get a good grip of what his powers are, that's fine, because they kind of showed him like, oh yeah, this guy can be a badass. This guy can be awesome. This guy can just kick all kinds of, kick all kinds of you know what I mean?
oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah, it's just, I guess when I looked at the movie, when I first seen the movie, and I was like, alrighty, he was okay in Justice League, but how are we gonna get like a good movie out of this? And it's just, you had to make a good Aquaman, and then you had to get a good cast,
oh,
and that's how it worked, and it worked really good. And to be honest, it was like the guy Jason Momoa. He's actually probably the funniest character in most of it, and it works because it works where it's like it doesn't take itself so seriously.
no.
So some people would be like, "Oh, I want a serious movie." It's like, yeah, but look how sometimes when they make those serious movies, they don't pan out the way they should.
Like Batman versus Superman.
Yeah. To me, that was an accident waiting to happen, anyways. To me, that's what it felt like.
Oh yeah. I mean, it had
It,
its ups and downs.
it's ups and downs. It's just I always just felt like, man, this could have been better. It really did. It really felt like it could have been a better movie, and but it had all this stuff going on.
It was just like all over the place.
Yeah. So I was that's why I was more upset with it. And where it, I would have been happy to have a movie to go along with it, but it just you had all this stuff. Okay, Batman versus Superman, there's something in there. It has some ups and downs, but it definitely felt like it was two movies that they tried to mash together, and it just
Well,
like
yeah,
they
it's
didn't know how they would fit. They couldn't make them fit because they could have done it where I wouldn't have mind for some. I guess, and it also says for this is that we've been spoiled by Marvel movies.
oh yeah.
Yeah, like because we're waiting for the team up movies. We've been waiting because we saw Marvel. Marvel gave us Avengers, several Avengers, and every character at least got two movies, and some newer characters got their movie. And then we're looking at DC, the people who make the Batman and Superman, and we're like, well, where's your movie? We want that movie. And they said, well, we better make a movie, but they're like, well, we can't. And it's some people don't want it to be compared to Avengers in terms of how the built up went in terms of structure, but that's
That is
okay.
true.
You could what
That is true.
like, and that's what it. At least that's to me is what it felt like. It's like it's okay to work in that structure. You can. All you need is a couple movies and then the team up. That's how it can work, and no one would blame you for it. Nobody would. He's like, if you wanted to take a page from Marvel's playbook, that would be the way to do it. Don't go beat for beat. You do that, you do that meme where it says, it's like, hey, can I copy off your paper? It says, yeah, but make it different enough so nobody can tell that you copied. At least that's what I felt. Like, hey, it could be that way. I don't see the problem in it.
No, I mean they could have done a lot better. Well, they're kind
Yeah.
of getting better with their movies.
hmm
I mean, Wonder Woman was pretty good.
Wonder Woman and Aquaman were their saving graces.
Yeah, like that's what's weird. Like the first batch were like, like their movie,
Eh, yeah.
and then after that, like the second batch of movies are actually really good.
Oh, sure. Like those all work great, and it's just to me it was why didn't it go better? I
Man
know
of
I
Steel.
like
That's why it's
Man
Man
of
of
Steel.
Steel.
Man of Steel could have been something. I could tell you that much. To me, it was like, Man of Steel could have been something. What the heck happened here?
Well, there's some people that really enjoy it though. That's the thing.
Yeah. Well, and I'm there to don't get me wrong. I was not. I'm not one of those people who says like, "Oh, Man of Steel was crap." No, it wasn't crap. It was really good.
They spent money making it, so it has to be somewhat good.
Yes, there has to be something there that's worth the time. You got to have something that people are gonna want, and it gave us a different take on what Superman can do. Because we've always seen like he's always he was an alien. Okay, we get that. And then he comes over to basically uh small town USA. All right, not too bad. And then he finds out he has superpowers. All right, good. So we already have all the things that we need right there. But I guess to me, some of the stuff went south for me when they were basically like, "Oh, do you want me to just let those kids die?" And then the guy goes, "Maybe." It made me laugh, but then it started going south. I'm like, "Okay, what's going on here?"
I always
Like I
like
know,
I always like the
yeah,
YouTube video and it's like Godzilla destroys the city, but like all the people are like, yeah, Godzilla, yeah, and then Superman comes in, he's like, come on,
Come
Really?
on. Really?
I just started the city. I
Why?
was trying to save you guys.
Trying to save you guys. What is going on here? To me, it's just like like for Godzilla is hilarious. I think it's they Godzilla. No, the Godzilla thing is to me is the most hilarious because they hate that he destroys stuff, but when things go bad, they need him.
That's pretty much.
It's every time, and they have all this stuff, and they have it all ready just to uh, attack to counter it, but it doesn't do anything, and they tried everything, but it's like it doesn't work on him, and it's like, well, you keep trying to stop him from attacking, and then you need his help. I feel like we're losing something here. There's something here that we're missing.
It's still funny though.
It is hilarious. To be honest, that's the one movie I'm excited for coming out. Is Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that.
Hmm. That's one movie I'm excited for, and Battle Angel Alita.
I'm excited for Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. I guess this would be that first Marvel movie that I'm. It's the first Marvel movie I'm not exactly excited about, which is weird to me.
Well, it is like a huge prequel to everything.
Oh yeah, and I think that's it. That's the only way you really can go for some of these movies, anyways.
Oh yeah, you know what happened last time. Shh, we don't talk about it.
Jewel, we just like it's something that it shall never be named. We don't talk about it.
We don't talk about Infinity War.
Like we don't. Oh, it's like well, why can't we talk about Infinity War?
There's a reason. Like, there's a lot of sad scenes in that movie, but the Spider-Man one is the
Uh-oh.
saddest, in my opinion.
Oh,
Yeah, you're blowing in the
there.
microphone. Are you there?
Hello.
Hello?
Uh-oh.
Hello? I'm alone in this podcast.
Hello.
Hello?
Hey, my speaker went out and it
Oh,
just
did it?
yeah, it was weird.
I got scared. And I thought I was alone in this podcast by myself. I was
No,
like, I don't know what to do
no.
now.
Just quick, get the hand puppets.
Get the hand puppets!
I don't care how, just get the friggin' hand puppets.
Woo!
Whoop, 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 whoop. But yeah, I'm excited for those two movies, and then but Captain Marvel was not one of them, and I that kind of in that it upsets me in a way that's because it looks like it could be a good movie, but
Oh
somehow
yeah,
I was just not sold. If that makes any sense.
it
When I
makes a
saw it,
little sense. Yeah.
I'm like, it's not that I'm having burnout from it. It's just it just looks like one of those like sometimes you get a movie that comes around and it's like it doesn't really do it for me.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of movies like that. Like, you get so excited for it, and then you just go to it, and you're like, this could
Eh,
have been better.
yeah. That's happened to me. I was watching Mortal Engines,
Oh, okay.
and okay, I like the concept already because it kind of has this Mad Max vibe going on with it, but at the same time, it also has this. If you've ever seen, there's a movie called Howl's Moving Castle.
I heard of it.
Yeah, it like the main thing about it that you only need to know is that the character named Howl has a castle that can walk on its own. It's almost like, and it's all this mechanical stuff that's built around. There's all mechanical stuff that helps it move.
Huh.
So it's not too bad. It's not too bad. But that's kind of how I felt with Mortal Engines. Kind of has this thing where it's these mobile cities, which already it has me sold by being like, okay, it's these mobile cities, and don't get me wrong, the world in it is great. It has a great world, nice build up for to set everything up. But the story was so boring because it was just this. And you've seen this story and you've seen it done in different ways, but this one it does that cliche checklist where it makes sure to have all those cliches ready.
Oh yeah.
And that's what it did, and that's what it was. And that was unfortunate.
And Peter Jackson made a lot of good movies.
And Peter Jackson made some good movies, and I would
But
love
this
to
is
see
it.
more. Oop.
I never seen it, but I mean, what I heard of it, I mean, yeah,
Like all Peter Jackson stuff.
yeah. What didn't he direct that one?
What, Mortal Engines?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought he did. Let me look it up here. I thought he did for some reason.
We'll find out.
I was thinking of a topic, right? We're trying to find it out.
It's like
We
while
need
we're
to
thinking of topics,
thinking of topics on top of those topics on top of those topics.
like we're moving from one topic to the other. We're not really staying. We're like trying to stay in the realm of movies, but we're jumping from one movie to the other.
Let's see. Well, we'll still talk about the same movie. Just got who the director was.
It's like Peter J. Okay,
On the IMDb page, who directed it? Who directed it? Uh, uh, uh.
okay,
No.
Christian Rivers is his name.
Oh,
Yeah, he is a New Zealand storyboard artist and visual effects supervisor.
I thought it was Peter Jackson for a second.
I wish I wish it kind of was, but unfortunately it isn't.
I thought he was
It
making a recent movie though.
Oh, let's see.
I thought that's why I thought it was that one.
Let's see now.
Good old Peter Jackson.
Movies Peter Jackson is directing in 2019.
Let's see.
Okay, okay, what movie is Peter Jackson? Okay, you're not wrong because here it is.
Produced.
It was produced by Peter Jackson, but it was directed by this guy named Christian Rivers.
Because I've not heard
So,
his name on it, and I was just like, I thought he was part of it, but I was right.
right. So, so yours is like I'm like you're not wrong. Uh Actually I think for in that movie I'll tell you it 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 convinced me about the world because that is an interesting world that it built around it because I really liked everything, but it was so boring. It just went with every single trope in the book, and you just like you could sign off the checklist. But it gets better because it sidetracks from that one, and it and what it did is that it decides to go and take it did this, and it was so funny that it did it. Was oh gosh, it was they took a cue from Terminator. There's a literal Terminator, and now granted, it's not called a Terminator. However, it looks like a Terminator. Metal body, almost skeleton face, walks. Bullets can't hurt it. It doesn't stop moving, and it wants one target, and that's it. And that was just like we completely sidetracked from the story of trying to stop evil empire to go to, oh, here's this Terminator. You might want to run from it. Okay, but what about the other thing that we got to go do? Well, we'll get to that, but we're doing this first.
No, that's it's Terminator 6. That's what it is.
It's like
That's the new title of the movie. It's Terminator
it's
6.
it's the unofficial Terminator 6 movie. Heck, I'd watch that if it was. I would watch only that part, and that was the only part that was good
How long did it last?
for a good chunk of the movie.
Yep, it's a Terminator sequel.
And then it stopped, and then we finally, oh wait, we got another piece of the movie we gotta do. And so they had to finish up the rest of the movie, and then we could finally get this whole movie that we were supposed to get. And what made it funnier is how it decides to. It's like it acts like it's trying to be clever with some of its stuff too, and that's what made me even hate it. Is that, oh, we're totally doing this thing. We're totally doing this thing that makes it look like we're doing something cool, but we're not.
That makes sense. Right.
Kinda.
In a way. Next topic. Uh,
Uh, Actually, we'll say, what movie are we looking forward to in
uh,
and I know we said this before, but let's pick out a movie that really just looks like it's some.
it doesn't come out this year, but it comes out next year.
Oh, okay.
Uh, the so-called like Ghostbusters 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the reboot. It's like it's the son of the director who made the original two,
Oh, okay.
and he's making a sequel to those. I don't know if the original cast is going to be part of it, but it's supposed to be like a continuation from that storyline.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, I would say that's something. I mean, well, that's next year. Uh Still trying to think of one of this year. What's yours of this year?
I actually have. Well, I think I already said it was
Oh yeah, Godzilla.
Battle. I had it was, and this one it was Battle Angel Alita.
Hmm.
If you've seen some of the, now I remember watching the anime because it was a two-parter, what they call an original video animation, which essentially is technically like a movie, technically a movie, anyways.
All right.
And it was two parts, and I liked the premise already because it was just about this girl robot who was found in a junkyard. She was brought back to basically essentially brought back to life. Found out that she could fight really good, and then she's trying. I guess you say not trying to get out of the junk, basically in this world of junk that she lives in, but more or less wants to do something other than just sit at home, which started off pretty good. Now the movie is looking like it's taking pieces from the original comic, which was it's been lasting for quite a while, but I don't know if it ever ended. Um, Let me see here. Oh, probably not that. No, not the movie, but it's like when I first saw it, I was so. I'll tell. I could say this is that it didn't convince me much because it didn't look very good in terms of what they want the girl to look like, because she has like that anime look but tried to make her look human, so it kind of has that weird uncanny valley look.
Oh, okay.
And when they first showed the first preview for it, it was really off-putting. And then when it finally was done, when they brought it back again, it brought it back again. They retooled it, and now she doesn't look so. Last time I said it was buggy-eyed. Now she don't look so buggy-eyed.
They should turn it into a special edition where it's like a lot different.
Right? It's like, here's the special edition. Wait, what?
I didn't know there was gonna be a special edition.
This is a special edition? What the heck is going on here?
So I'm going through the
Okay.
movies of this year. There's one. It's supposed to be a biograph of Tolkien.
Oh, Toki?
Yeah. Uh, the guy who made the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah? Oh, Token.
Yeah, Tolkien.
Okay. Okay. Here's the original. I found the original run for the comic, and it ran from December 15th, 1990 to April 1st, 1995.
Hmm.
So that's wow. That's like yeah. That's about 5 years, and it ended on April 1st. That I don't know if
Yeah,
anything
that's the
ends
way
on.
to end it.
It's like and no, don't get me wrong. There's alternate ones. There's like alternate universes and other alternate takes of the whole thing. But that's where it kind of kept itself. But yeah, it was just so weird.
I would probably say the movie this year would be Dark Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix,
Yeah,
the Dark Phoenix
the next X-Men movie.
Men movie. I was like, how many times have they done Phoenix in the X-Men movies? It was like about what? It's only been no 2 times, hasn't it?
Trying to think. I think it was in the end of 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 had most of that. I'm trying to think. I think it might have been just those 2.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm excited for the next X-Men movie.
I'm excited too. It didn't do too bad with this new one when they were trying to remake it.
Oh, yeah. Still going through it. Let's see what else is coming out. There's a Joker movie coming out.
I I was so I don't know. I didn't know what to really feel about that one. I guess it could work.
Eh,
Yeah, I felt the same way. I just like I don't know. To me it was just so out of nowhere. If that means anything.
a little bit. I got the movie of this year. Oh yeah, I just got it right here. The
The
Sonic.
movie of the year.
Yeah, the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Yeah.
Oh,
Woo!
oh gosh, dang. Why do you gotta say that to me?
Woo!
Ugh. Never. Never ever again. I'm sorry. It's just one of those movies. It's like, wow, this shouldn't have happened. Like, look
Yeah.
at it. It's like, it's a movie that shouldn't have happened.
Come on, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. He
It
needs
may
a
be Sonic the Hedgehog, but really, do we need it? Because to me, it was so. I don't. Okay, I'll be honest with anybody. Is that it? It just you could tell it just reeked of just bad decisions.
But what if it's great?
If it's great, oh my gosh, I'd be very angry. I'd be even more angry.
It's
I
like
don't
Sonic
care.
06 all over again.
I know, it's just like Sonic 06. It's like, wow, this movie was terrible. But then here it comes back around and you're just like, what? It's like, why? Just why?
I can imagine the plots. It's like the Sonic 06 plot. They're like, we'll just reuse all the storylines there. It made a lot of sense.
Right? It could. I mean, geez.
Hey, it would be kind of watchable.
It could. It was just okay. It could. The fact that it could have worked, but it doesn't.
Uh,
It to me it was just it was
okay.
just so
They never
weird, I
released
guess.
a trailer though, so I mean, until we see a trailer of it, I mean,
Right?
I don't know. I didn't judge them. They did the Ghostbusters reboot, so I'm kind of going
No.
off that. Like, I'm not gonna judge it until I actually see it.
Right?
And if it is, shit, then it's,
Yeah, I'm not really getting mad at it. It's just to me it was just something it could have been something more, but you work with what you got.
That is true.
And so I'm not like completely upset by it. It was just to me, it was, then it's like, okay, it says, okay, it was these hold on, I'm trying to think, that we're gonna redo Ghostbusters, but the Ghostbusters are all women. All right, I don't have a problem with that. It was how they decided to market it. It was just like, oh, here's this thing. Don't go try to watch it. Try to watch it, but don't say anything bad about it.
Yeah, because like if you went to see it, you're wrong. If you didn't go to see, didn't go to see it, you're wrong. It was just
Yeah, if it was just, it's like, oh, you're a bad person if you said anything bad about it. You're a bad person if you don't go watch it. I was just like, well, then what do you want me to do? If like, what if I was actually excited to go see it, but then I'm told not to go watch it? I don't know about you, but it was just like, I was kind of excited just to see it, and
I was excited to see it, but I wanted to know what they were gonna do with it.
right. It was. I don't know what you thought of it. I wasn't really particularly. It didn't really get, you know, it didn't really, for me, did not feel like it was trying to do anything other than just say, well, this is just Ghostbusters. It's like, okay, but, we don't have to, it doesn't have to be that way, though.
No. Were we talking about Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yes, you wanted to, yeah, let's go back to talk about Sonic the
Yeah,
Hedgehog.
put
You
Sonic
can
the
fix this
Ghostbuster
in the editing.
back
I'm
to
sorry.
Sonic.
I'm
No,
sorry.
no, we're not editing any of this.
Okay, fine. Okay, I will tell you what I think about the whole Sonic movie thing, and it's not that it's a bad idea. It's just it could have been a better idea. How you work it is one thing, and to me, like and I have to say it like that. I don't know what you think about the Sonic lore is. I mean,
It's
what do you like? I guess what do you think about when you think of Sonic the Hedgehog? Where do you think it should take place, and who should he interact with?
ah. If I was okay, imagine my mind if I made a Sonic movie in my mind. Uh, I feel like it would make it really close to like Sonic Adventure. Like,
Okay.
I, well, yeah, that'd be more like a modern take to it. I mean, because we just did like Green Hill Zone, which has been remade too many times. I mean, even in a
Yeah.
movie form, I wouldn't really want to see it.
So no Green Hill Zone or nothing. Well, yeah, nothing like a
Well,
Green Hill
honestly,
Zone,
like reference it in a way, or
right?
do it right. I mean,
Yeah.
I would try to make the story very similar to like Sonic Adventure.
Oh, okay. I guess for me, I don't know if you did you have anything else to wanted to say to it?
Ah, and add chaos to the movie. That's it.
Oh, add the chaos creature.
Yep. A little silver in there.
It's just, yeah, bring silver in there too.
Just put them in there like at the end. It's like, yeah, there's silver.
Real silver has nothing to do with it, but here he is.
It has nothing to do with the movie, but just put them in there.
Yeah, it'll be great. Uh,
Yeah, that's what the trailers are gonna be. They'll market silver in the movie, and he only be in it for like a minute.
right. I guess for me, it was that it wouldn't be Sonic Adventure. I would probably stick it where it would be in Sonic, maybe Sonic 2 or Sonic 3.
Okay.
So we're gonna say, but let's have it where it is these characters who are, let's say they're the characters that like every character in there are animals. We'll go with that. I know some people probably might not like it, but I prefer them to be animals. So with that, I would have where the characters well, let's say these are everyone's first meeting of Sonic the Hedgehog, and then we find out about Robotnik. I'm just going to use that as his default name rather than Eggman. Everybody wants for Eggman. I get it, but to me, he's always been Robotnik.
I hope to make a joke in the movie about that.
Oh, I would love it to see it that way.
But back to
It,
your interpretation.
and into the interpretation would be, let's have it where they meet. Sonic meets these people and they're meets all the animal people, meets Tails and some maybe he rescues him from some of Robotnik's bad guys, and to have that, and then to like at first maybe he doesn't want to get involved, maybe he's not the hero that we think he is at first, like maybe he's reluctant to do it, and when
Yeah.
that happens he learns how to become a hero. So when that happens, he has a run in with Knuckles, and Knuckles is at first he doesn't trust Sonic in any way. Maybe uh he's the people's hero at first, and then Sonic came around. And that's why maybe like out of jealousy it didn't work out the way it wanted to.
That sounds like the animated Sonic movie, pretty much.
Right. But, you know, I guess like just for ideas, when I'm thinking of ideas, is that I would rather it be stuck more to the maybe for the original games, because you can still work a good plot in there. It just wouldn't, and like you can have it involve people. It doesn't have to be people. It can be these animals, and it'd be fine. Sometimes it's like you don't need to make things complicated, as some people try to make them to be complicated.
Yeah.
Sometimes the simpler plots are the ones that might make the most sense. Sometimes they always say, you don't try to do what make. I guess they tell you, like you want it one way, but maybe it doesn't feel like that way. So you want to go with something that they call the natural feeling. What feels more natural to what it is. And some people don't understand that. It's like, well, how come it doesn't work that way and yet it can work this way?
Because it's Hollywood.
It's Hollywood. They want it to be. Some people go and say, uh, there's a thing that this is why certain movies get made and why certain movies don't, is that it's not the fact that, it's not that they can't make a movie out of it. It's just that, how do you make a movie out of it that can work?
Yeah.
Like one example, and I'm really showing my me as an anime fan anyways, is how if you remember the movie Ghost in the Shell that came out like maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
Well, it has Scarlett Johansson. People got mad that it was Scarlett Johansson that was going to be playing the character of Kusanagi. Uh, the thing is, they say, oh, she should be Asian, because that's what her what she is in the manga and the anime, that she's Asian, and that's in itself that's not wrong,
No.
but now you got to think, and this is how Hollywood acts, is that Hollywood isn't going to make a movie unless there's something behind it, and they needed someone. They needed somebody to basically uh, play the character. So to have somebody be in the starting lineup, you'd rather get Scarlett Johansson. So to have a big name like Scarlett Johansson, that's the way that the movie is going to get made. That's kind of how some of it would work. Is that you need somebody from Hollywood, you need a big Hollywood name to be in the movie. And now, I guess to say it like this, it's an American actors trying to play somebody who, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's not that these characters can't be those characters. Sometimes it's kind of hard to do. It's that, to clarify this, it's the design that because for Ghost in the Shell, the character that Scarlett Johansson play is a full-blown cyborg, meaning she's a robot, full robot. But now you also have to think of it like this: is the design that she has, and it's just that's what she looked like when she was human. So that's basically the design. So when you look at a lot of these movies, is that they need a big name behind them. That's what they need. They need a big name for them to work.
Which makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's like, and I feel
I think that's why they're putting Jim Carrey in the movie. Hello? The podcast is lonely again. I guess I'm the only one in the podcast? Are you still there? Hello? He left the podcast.
that.
You're back?
Yeah, I'm back. My stuff cut off on me. I'm back. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm back. I'm back.
I got freaked out. I didn't know what to do. It's like,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you like that.
it just
But,
it went dead. I didn't know what to do.
But no, with that, it's just this whole thing of that they like the fact that they need a big name to go into the movie. That's why some movies just don't. Some movies, that's the only way that they can get made. And unfortunately, it's just they think that and it doesn't work when you only have just the name.
Yeah.
It's like you could make whatever you want out of it, but that's not really what people want, though. They
Carrey in that movie.
What?
That's why they're putting Jim Carrey in that movie.
Yeah, that's why they have a big name attached to it. That isn't to say that he can't do it. I'm pretty sure, like, we always look at it and we're like, oh, well, there's no way he could do it right. Well, how would we know? How would we know that he couldn't do the job? It's just, okay, here's the thing about Jim Carrey is that he is a really good actor and he could really do the role.
Oh, yeah. I think people compare it to, like Jim Carrey's, like, the role between Ace Ventura and then, like, Batman.
Yeah.
Like,
they want it to be Batman.
Very similar.
Yeah. They think that they could get that wacky version of him, but you don't always have to have the wackier version. You don't always need to have this version of Jim Carrey because Jim Carrey he's versatile in terms of an actor. And sometimes you don't know what you're getting with him.
Well, I like his comedic role, but he does have a lot of good serious roles.
Right. So I guess to show any of it is that I guess to have a really good actor come in, yeah. So you have somebody who could probably work really good. So I wouldn't mind having him there anyways. So, but I don't know. It's just like they want to make it where he's trying. I don't know what they're trying to do. It just, to me, it didn't look very much good.
No. It's gonna be like the Smurfs when they rebooted it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Live action
and those are the things I hated about. Okay, granted, I'm like, some people go like, oh, well, what's wrong with all those stuff? And it's like, but that's okay. No, because it's not okay. It's not okay, and we're not asking. I'm not one of those people who. I'll tell you this: I'm not one of those people who says like, oh, there's this deep lore in these in these movies and these games. No, there isn't. It's just they try to make it sound like it is, and you don't have to. I was so frustrated with a couple of them, and that's how they treated them. And I didn't want that. I didn't want this crappy movie to come around and it says not only do we not care for the original plot that went into it, we're going to make this plot and it's complete and utter garbage.
That does, I mean, yeah.
To me that's what it felt like a lot. And you know, we didn't need it. We didn't like we want a movie, but it doesn't look like we'll never get the movie that we want.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I could see some of it boils down to, is that it's not that the movie is I guess say like it's not that we don't want the movie, it's just that we don't want a terrible movie. We want a good movie.
They want it to be exactly like the original.
Yeah, at least close to it. And some people, they really are like that. They really are.
Oh yeah, they want it exactly down to point.
But you're not always gonna get that. Sometimes you're never gonna. It's best to know that you're not gonna always get what you want. Sometimes you compromise to know what do you get, what can you get, and then you can work with that.
Yeah, you Star Wars fans, you have to accept The Last Jedi.
Yep. We all have to accept Last Jedi, and
Canon now. It's canon.
it's canon. There's not much you can really do. It's just some people get real mad at that, but there's not really much you could do after that. It really isn't.
Next topic is now Star Wars Episode 9.
Episode 9.
So
I'm kind of curious what they're going to do for that one. I don't got much. I have hope that it's going to be good. I don't know what we're getting, but I'd like to think we're getting something good.
Yeah.
I guess give Finn a better role than what he had in Last Jedi is what I'm saying. That's what they hyped up Finn being this at least being more than what they were showing in this last time.
Yeah.
But they gave us nothing. They gave us nothing for that guy.
When you kind of go back to like watching Force Awakens and like watching or like those trailers and stuff, I mean,
right?
They made him like so like, oh, he's gonna be the next guy. He's gonna be the next guy, and then
right. And then it just went to nothing.
Here he is. Here's a character.
Right? I guess I would have liked it to have, they could have gave him a little bit more to work with. And because they at least showed him that he could look cool.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he just wasn't as good as he could have been.
It could have been a lot better how they did it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of fans that wish George Lucas would have just got the rights back and said, do his trilogy instead.
Do this trilogy instead, because if that's okay with you guys, it's like, yeah, I wouldn't have mind that.
But on the other hand, he did do the prequels.
That is true.
Like, I don't know. Like,
to me, it was just, they always like, it could have been better. And granted, it was. The scale that they brought for it was just great. But it wasn't as good as it could have been.
They just remade A New Hope. That's all they did.
They remade A New Hope, but it was like I said before, it was one of those, hey, this could be better.
But it was so scene by scene, though. That's the whole point.
That is true.
But I mean, I agree. I would say that one is a little bit more good. But The Last Jedi did have some stuff That was I mean, it never bugged me.
Yeah. No, I'm not completely bugged by it. It was just there was some things that it was I saw the potential that was wasted because there was definitely some wasted potential for some
Oh
of them.
yeah.
I'm like, am I only? I know I'm not the only one that thought Captain Phasma was going to be something more.
And the ending with Luke.
Yeah.
Oh, that still just irritates the hell out of me. Like I watch it, it's like, oh, Luke's gonna be in the movie, and they hyped him up in it too. There's so much
Right.
emotional about that, and I'm just like, oh, Luke's gonna be in the movie, and it just like literally like 30 seconds, and I went, come on.
Ugh. I just, like, trust me, I laughed when he threw the lightsaber.
Oh
Am
yeah,
I that to me? I laughed hard on that one. That was actually funny to me. I was like, he looked at it, looked at her, and you could have. I'm not saying that the movie should have been that where it was just, but some people they got mad at it because there was too much humor. Some people they don't like having some people don't want humor in certain aspects because especially for something like Star Wars. For Star Wars, you built it where it's supposed to be kind of serious, but at the same time you got to have um
the droids.
right. Oh, the droids. Yes, the droids.
Because if you go like watch the original movie, like the original movie is really serious, but then here's the droids just doing wacky stuff in the movie.
Right?
So there's like a balance between the two, you know. Well, the
Exactly.
newer ones, there's not that balance.
Yeah, and it's I never felt there was any real balance in all of it. But hey, that's what they wanted, I guess.
That's the direction they wanted it, and that's why I like the next one. I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna be. I mean, I'm still gonna go watch it.
Right?
It's Star Wars, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up.
Yeah.
I think that's what everyone is doing. Like they get all their hopes up for something that's just like, what if it is? You know, what if it could be really good? You know, or
Right.
really
It,
bad.
it's like it could be bad, it could be good. It's like I couldn't tell you, you know.
You think Luke should come back as a Force ghost?
Oh, I would love to see him as a Force ghost. To me, that would actually work. It could work great.
Well, that's like my theory too. Like they could put him in it still, like keep him still in the movie, because that's what kind of they did with Obi-Wan, you know.
Right? Like they could have done something with it, but they didn't really decide to do that. But well, no, I shouldn't say. I'm sorry. That's my mistake. It was that they decided to keep him in there, and they brought him in when he was needed the most because you needed a because for Luke Skywalker at certain moments when he really needed help. Obi-Wan came in and he decided and he enlightened him. He told him things that he needed to know. So that was at least to me like if they do it the same for this, it might actually work better for it.
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Just checking out the Wikipedia on it.
Right.
Episode 9. Want to see who's casted in the movie? It says Mark Hamill.
Alrighty. So he's
Oh,
gonna be in it.
yay! He's gonna be the
He's
Force.
gonna be he'll be a force ghost and probably mess with everybody.
It's gonna be like Obi-Wan. He's gonna be like one scene, and then that's it. I'm like, there's your hype.
Sure thing.
Thrown right out the window. And they'll stick Jar Jar in it.
If Jar Jar uh,
That's how they're
if
gonna do it. They're
if
just like, you know
if
what?
Jar Jar comes in here, I wouldn't it be bad if I said Jar Jar? It's like I know I'm asking a lot for you, but could you save this series?
I feel
Or
like he
not?
would ruin it. Like, he'd be like, he'll just
Would it
show up.
be? If it would be it would be so weird if he somehow was the guy to actually save Star Wars. What if like all those fan theories that they say about him being a Dark Lord of the Sith? What if that all does come true and it works in the best way possible? I'm not hoping it does, but
Oh,
if it
I don't
does,
hope that either. I mean, I don't want to hope that. There actually is a comic book that came out recently. They have Jar Jar actually has a lightsaber,
oh yeah,
and he's actually used as a lightsaber. I want it's kind of weird. Like you're kind of going off that theory, but
right.
like why would he pick up a lightsaber?
I don't
And too, if he
know.
picked up the lightsaber, wouldn't he like stab himself on accident? You know?
Oh, ah!
Oh, it went right through me.
It went right through me. Uh, it would be amazing. To me, I would enjoy it, but then again, I'm like a lot of people. He was just annoying.
That or they like just kill him in the movie, and they'll be like,
They
oh, first
he's
of
in, no the first scene in the movie is they kill him.
all,
That would
running.
be
They're like,
hilarious.
gotta get Jar Jar, and they're all just chasing after him, and he's like, no,
No, no.
Misa, you save ya, and then they just shoot him, and then they're blowing
That
him
would
up.
be great though. I would just think like I'm just like here, I'll buy as many tickets as you can if you are legal to give me.
I'm gonna watch this movie 5 times today.
5 times. Why? Just to see that one scene.
I just want to see him just run. They're blowing
Run,
him
run,
up.
don't run. Don't run. I want to see him get hit. Just every single part of it is just like this. What are you talking about? This is amazing. I would trust me. I would be all over that.
But I feel like they would like not kill him off. I can see that though.
Not they probably won't kill him off, but to me it would be like, can we just have like one moment where he does?
Like he
Like a
just gets
moment where
shot
he's near
up.
death every time. Like death seems to follow him everywhere.
Well, he is clumsy, so
He's known to be clumsy. I know this to be fact.
he's known to be clumsy. He doesn't know what he's doing. I like that. I mean, he had a lot of potential too. I mean,
Oh yeah, there was a lot of potential there that could have been used, but unfortunately they decided to go for he's comic relief. So it's what happens, but I don't think anybody would really feel bad that he never like some people feel like, oh well, he's what ruined the series. Like he's not the sole reason that ruined the series. He's just kind of that poster child that we can just give all of our problems to.
I always think it's funny. People still complain about it, and it's just like
It's
it
done. Like
happened.
it's
Let it
happened.
go.
We had a moment where it happened. It's done. We're happy that it's done now. We don't need to have any more of it.
We
At
almost
least
did in the
I
second
don't.
one.
Right? So
Wasn't
to
there like
me,
a theory, or was it a fact that actually George Lucas was going to make episode 2 a lot different?
yes.
Okay.
I think there was more to it that they wanted to do, but at the same time it was I think when they first tried to do it, it didn't go the way they planned it to. If that made any sense.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Sometimes when you think of those movies that go and have they have all those things, how'd I say it? It's those movies that go on and when what we get are it's not the exact thing that we want, but sometimes there's the things that we get.
Yeah.
It's like not always, but it happens.
Well, they had to make some story, but like even that, like the Jar Jar thing still wouldn't have made sense because it's still about Anakin,
Right.
and that's pretty much all about what how Anakin became Darth Vader. That was the whole idea.
Oh, yeah, that's the whole idea.
And even if they did, I feel like they would have just killed him off in like episode 2 or episode 3. Anyway, so in the way they kind of did Jar Jar, I mean, it's stupid to say, but I kind of like how they did it. Like, they didn't kill him off.
Yeah,
But then there could have been a better storyline where he could have been, part of the Sith and everything else.
exactly.
So,
It's what happens.
oh yeah, that's true.
'Tis indeed true. For I guess I wouldn't. I don't. Well, I'm pretty sure he's dead, but I guess seeing Mace Windu come back would probably make my day. It's like, at least for me, I would at least have been excited. Like, what if he just came out of nowhere and he has his robot hand, but then it's not really Mace Windu, it's just Samuel L. Jackson just shouting obscenities at people.
He
I
just
know I'm not
starts swearing in the movie.
just starts swearing in the movie. I would be more than happy to see that. I don't know, I'm not the only one.
No, I would enjoy that.
Granted, some people would probably not really approve, but I'm like, I don't care.
They're like, it's not the first time this is a PG-13 Star Wars movie.
It's like, come on, people, we'll be fine. Nobody got to worry about any of it. It's good.
It's good.
It's good. It'll be fine.
You can't screw it up again,
He's like, if you can't screw it up again, I think you. Some people, it's just like, how do you mess that up? And then you go simple. You can mess it. Trust me, there's ways you can mess it up.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of ways to mess up Star Wars.
Exactly.
If it's in the
There's
hands
ways
of
to.
George Lucas or Disney, no matter what they do,
It's gonna be screwed up no matter what.
So who do you think it screwed it up more, Disney or Lucas?
Uh, Disney. Disney has its faults, but it's not the one that I would say really screwed things up. George Lucas screwed it up when it was only Attack of the Clones. I'm gonna say it. Attack of the Clones was actually terrible, but Revenge of the Sith actually redeems it all. It did.
Oh.
Attack of the Clones was bad, but yet Revenge of the Sith was the one that really made it good. If that makes any sense.
That makes sense. Well, I think that counts as a podcast right there.
Alrighty.
Kind of going over the hour mark.
You got to go over the hour mark, and you know what? It may have been ranting, but hey, what podcast is never about ranting?
That is true.
So, I'll say I can call it a win. I call it something good. What do you think?
It was great. We talked about a lot of stuff.
Good. I think I'll say we're good.
And see you in the next podcast.
See you in the next podcast.
We did it.
We did it.
I pressed stop, but it didn't stop for some reason.
Oh no.